Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bettina. If you are new around here, in today's video I'm here to bring you my next update on my project Level Up. I'm currently working on the Juice palette by Juvia's Place and I am currently on level 2. So if you want to see how I'm currently going on my palette, then stay tuned. But before we get into the video, if you are new around here and you love watching project painting related content, make sure you subscribe down below. And without further ado, let's jump on into the update. So Project Level Up was created by Sofie Alexandra. It's a combination project between No Pan Left Behind and Pan Those Eyeshadows, and it is a level-based project. So the whole idea of the project is to pick a palette, an eyeshadow palette out of your collection, and starting at level 1, you need to use every single shade in that palette at least once, and then you also need to hit pan on at least one shade in that palette. So basically every level that you progress through has 2 goals. I'm currently on level 2, so that means I need to use every single pan in this palette twice, and then I need to hit 2 pans in this palette as well. I'm going okay. I have some really good progress on some shades and 0 on others. So let's jump on into my palette and let's see how we're going. I do have some like nice little dips to show you in this palette, but also we have some eyeshadows with 0 progress. So let's start off with, we'll go left to right. So the first shade is the color Chocolate up in the top corner here. This shadow I actually have used quite a lot, and I've actually used this one 9 times now. So I have actually been using this one very regularly to do my work makeup, and I've basically been doing something I guess a little bit similar to what I'm wearing today with Chocolate in the outer corner, and then I've been putting one of the shimmers on the lid. So that's how I've been getting a lot of use out of that one. But even though I have used this one 8 times, because I only use quite a small amount just in the outer corner for deepening, there is some disturbance like right in the center of the pan, but it's not enough to see like a dip forming at the moment. Moving across, we have the color Tart. Now Tart I've only used once, and I mean, again, there is some disturbance in the center of the pan there, but not enough to see any noticeable dip or, you know, anywhere close to having a pan in that shade there. Across we have the color Creme. Creme I actually have not used at all, which is disappointing. I am aiming for 2 uses on every pan in this palette, and I'm slipping when it comes to some of the shades in this palette. Along on the next row here we have Macarons, which is this green color here, green shimmer color. This is another one that I haven't used. I just haven't been reaching for like the bright colors in this palette. I've been really reaching and gravitating towards the neutrals because it's just been a lot easier for me to wear those neutral colors. Then we have Custard in the middle here, which the name doesn't really match the color in my opinion. Custard I have only used once, and that was today. I popped it on the outer corner a little bit, mixed with the color Chocolate. I dipped like between these two to turn the brown color into more of like a blackened berry kind of color. So yes, that's needs some work, that one as well. Moving along, we have the color Puffs, which is the shade in the palette that I have used the most. Well, one of the shades in the palette that I have used the most. And I don't know if you can see, but I am starting to see a dip in this one. Quite a good dip actually. I believe that this one I will have pan on fairly soon if I continue to use it as much as I have. So 9 uses on that one. Moving along onto the bottom row, here we have Berry Mousse, which again, also these 2 shades, Custard and Berry Mousse, they should have swapped those names around. It's way more fitting having the Berry Mousse shade as the purple and Custard as like the neutral color. Why did they do that? I don't know. Anyway, Berry Mousse, again, this is the last one in the palette that I've used the most. Again, I have used this one 9 times, and I don't know if you can see there's a decent dip starting to form right there in the middle. So I'm predicting that I might potentially hit pan on this one and Puff, just because I'm getting the most use out of both of those, and those both are the ones that have the best progress so far on them. Then we have Mont Blanc, which is this other shimmer shade down the bottom here. This is another one that I haven't used at all, disappointingly. I only need to get 2 uses on both of those shimmers, this one here and this one. I think it would be pretty easy to do. I just haven't really had a chance to do it just yet. And the last one is Crepes. Crepes I have used 5 times, and I can also see a dip showing in the center of that one as well. So all in all, very mixed progress on this palette, I think, but I am happy with the progress that I've made so far. I've got some good dips starting to form in at least 2 of the shades, and I don't think it would be too much more usage on those shades to hit pan. So I'm happy with that. Now, in terms of usage, I need to do 2 uses on creme. I need 1 use, so I need 1 use on Tarte, 2 uses on creme, 2 on macarons, 1 on custard, and 2 on Mont Blanc. So in terms of the usage goal, I don't think it will take me too long to hit that usage goal. I think I could easily do creme on a daily basis. I could just pop it in the crease, or I could mix it with something for outer corner color. And same with custard. I think if I just did this look again, which I think in my opinion is quite neutral, I could get my single use on that one. And then I think it will be the shimmers. I think it will be these 2 shimmers that will take me the longest and I'll have the most difficulty with. In saying that though, 2 uses is not that much. I don't think 2 uses is really that much. And I think if I maybe just did like my nails or something like that, I could easily get that done. Now, I wasn't going to introduce a new palette for you guys to vote on today, but now that I say out loud that I don't actually have that many like uses or pans left, I'm wondering whether I do, because I don't think it will take me too much longer to hit pan on puffs. It might take me longer on berry mousse, but I don't think it will be that much longer. Let me think, how many uses did it take me to hit pan on my last Juvia's Place shadow? 10, 20, 30. Okay, so it's 35, but I remember that one I hit pan on and I kept using it a bit. So maybe looking around 30 uses with another month on this palette. And I've basically got 10 uses now. I think I'm going to grab out my next 4 palettes for you guys to vote on, just to put the pressure on. So I'm gonna randomly generate another 4 palettes for you guys to vote on for level 3. Is this a smart idea? Probably not. But I don't think I will have too much difficulty finalizing those last few uses. That will be that one done. And then puffs, like I said, I think it's very close to, I'm going to hit pan on that one soon. And I think this one, if I just use it regularly, it's an easy color to use as a crease color. So I would get a lot of use out of it. I don't think I'm too far off actually when I realistically think about it, hitting pan. So we're going to do it. We're going to grab out our next 4 palettes for you to vote on. So let me bring up my app, my Tiny Decisions app with my wheel of palettes on it that I haven't got any pans on yet. And then I will go grab those palettes. And this doesn't have, it's missing some palettes because I do have the new like the 4 mini palettes from Glaminatrix. So those aren't on this list. So we're just gonna, should I add them? I'm just gonna add them like right at the bottom, and I'll just call them like Glaminatrix 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's spin our little tiny wheel of death and see what comes up as our 4 options for you to vote on. Okay, so we have the Kaleidos Sashimi City, which I think is currently in my Pan Those Eyeshadows. So I'm going to roll again. Wait, is it Sashimi City that I have? Yes, so I have Sashimi City in my Panthers eyeshadows at the moment, so I'm not going to double up between two projects, so I'm going to roll again for that one. We have the Lethal is Dead palette, which is the collaboration between Lethal Cosmetics and Teresa is Dead. That's the first option. Then we have the Geometric Marble palette, which is a singles palette that I have, which I think the Geometric might have Glyminatrix singles in it. Then we have my Natasha Denona Mini Retro palette. Yep. And the last one is my Beauty Bay Midnight palette. Okay, let me go grab the other two palettes. So I've got all 4 of my palettes here that you guys get to vote for as the next option in this project. So we're moving on to level 3, which will mean 3 uses on every shade in the palette and 3 pans in that palette. One of these has a lot of shadows in it. Okay, so starting off, we had the Natasha Denona Mini Retro palette. This one would be so easy because there's only 5 shades in there. So this is what it looks like. So it does have 3 shimmers and 2 mattes, and it's quite a greeny, pinky toned palette. So that's that one. The shimmers in this palette are actually quite pretty. These two either end are quite beautiful. So I think this one, just given it's only 5 shadows, would be extremely easy to work through. I would have to hit 3 pans in it though, so that might be a challenge, but I would definitely be able to knock over the uses pretty quickly, I think, with only 5 shadows in the palette. Then I had my Geometric Marble palette, which is a singles palette that I have. In this palette, I have basically, well, it's not my entire collection, but it is all shimmers and they're all from Glyminatrix. So I have a very large Glyminatrix singles collection. I purchased them back in the day when they were only doing singles. Some of these are very beautiful, barely even touched, but this I think would be a big challenge given that it just has such a large array of colors within this palette, and I probably wouldn't be able to use multiple in a look, if that makes sense. I would find it difficult to hit the uses, I think, because there's just such a variety of colors in here. It would be a big task, I think, for me to try and get the 3 uses on every pan in this palette. Luck is not on my side, is it? Then we have the Beauty Bay Midnight palette. This one will be more difficult for me to use because there are 16 shades in this palette and it is a blue and purple tone palette. This one does have some really beautiful shades and shadows in it. And I do love wearing purple eyeshadows, but I think, again, in terms of difficulty, this one would be up there just because, you know, purple and blue, it's not really something that you can wear in a corporate job all that easily. I probably could get some use out of these like mid-tone purples. Potentially these like deeper purples, I could mix them a little bit with a brown shadow to give me like a berry toned outer corner. And then I could potentially use some of the shimmers, but it would not be easy for me, I don't think. And then we have this one. This is the Lethal Cosmetics and Teresa is Dead collaboration, the Lethal is Dead palette. And this is a nice little 9-pan eyeshadow palette. It has a good range of colors in there. I really like the Lethal Cosmetics formula, and I think this is a really nice little palette. The tones in here, again, not the easiest to wear on an everyday basis, but I think given that this is one of the smaller palettes out of all of these options, it's probably going to be on the easier side compared to the big like single shimmer palette. So those are the 4 options that you get to choose from. A very big mixed bag with this round of voting, and there's some difficult ones in there, some easier ones. I think this level 3 with these options could potentially take me a little bit longer than we have seen, but I'll continue on and try and hit that goal It just might take me a little bit longer. So those are the options. Just to recap, we have the Natasha Denona Mini Retro. We have the Lethal Cosmetics Lethal is Dead palette. We have the Beauty Bay Midnight palette. And then we'll just call this one my singles palette, but this has all of my Glaminatrix shimmers in it. These are all single shimmer colors in here. So those are your choices. Make sure you cast your vote down in the comments, and we will see in the next update who won the vote or which palette won the vote. If you did enjoy this update, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you are new around here and you keep coming back, I know a lot of you, my analytics tell me a lot of you are not actually subscribed. So if you are enjoying my videos and you've watched a few now, make sure you subscribe down below so you do get notified when my videos go live. That's it for this video, beautiful. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, beautiful.